number used to connect to your mail server. Enter the SMTP port number used by your mail server. Select this option to have the client scan all the files except the ones that you specify. You may find it easier to use this option if you only want the client to ignore a small number of file extensions, instead of having to list all the extensions that you want included. Maximum nested level. Enter the maximum number of nested levels the client can scan here. A nested archive is an archive file stored within another archive file. Let's take an example. If you added example.zip to an existing archive, that example.zip would be nested at level 1. If you set the maximum nested level to 0, it would not scan the example.zip file or its contents. Any file in the archive nested deeper than the value you set is ignored and viewed as clean. All files nested less than the level you set are scanned. So that is maximum nested level. Maximum compression ratio. Enter the maximum compression ratio of the file that the client scans. The compression ratio is the ratio of initial size of the file compared to the final size of the compressed file. Scanning files with a high compression ratio slows down the scanning process, but provides better protection. However, some malware may hide as files with a larger compression ratio, and trying to extract such a file for scanning can slow down or totally freeze your computer. That should be borne in mind. Maximum compression size. Enter the maximum compression size of a file. The client does not scan any archived file larger than this limit. Setting a value which is high prevents the client from scanning backup archive files, similar larger archives, or files that may expand too much and slow down or freeze your computer totally. However, these large archives could still contain malware and lead to vulnerability. On this page, we can also set exclusion for files. Exclusion for folders, processes, malwares by scan ID, and malware by category. Okay, so let's get on the Endpoint Remote Deployment page. Click on Endpoint and Manage Machines. Select the machine where you want to install the endpoint. Click on Install. The centralized deployment page lets the user to perform new product deployment of the CA Total Defense agent or client and policies to any unmanaged endpoints in your organization. One can also add product components to endpoints that already have the CA Total Defense agent or client installed. You can use an existing installation package, modify an existing package, or create a new package. Select the target endpoints first and either drag or drop the package on top of the endpoints, or use the package drop-down menu and select Assign Package. When the package has been assigned, use the Setup drop-down menu to enter the administrative credentials necessary to access each endpoint. You can also test the login credentials before you start the deployment. The Setup drop-down menu provides several other options, not only these, but only the login credentials are required before you can start the deployment. The other options include specifying an alternative target directory for installation, specifying the endpoint's locale, setting a reboot option for the endpoint, and running the competitive uninstaller to remove any third-party anti-malware programs from the endpoint. For deployment, we need to create an installation package. Click on New, name of the package, select the components and features to be installed on the client, we created certain policies now, which we can assign to the package. Click on Content Update. Highlight the policy and click on Select Policy. Same ways we'll do it for Phone Home. And Royal Time as well. Click on the Save to Disk option to save the package to a preferred location. We'll go with Save. The installation package is now ready. Specify the reboot options once the package is installed. You must reboot the endpoint for it to be properly protected. When issuing a reboot command, ensure that end users have enough time to save any tasks before rebooting, or allow them to delay the reboot to a more convenient time. Configure the deployment package to attempt to remove other anti-malware products before installing the client. Due to the nature of most anti-malware products, you must uninstall other products before installing a new one. If you do not, the other anti-malware products may conflict with the new installation altogether, or view the installation as a malware attack and prevent the installation. Anything can go wrong. Enter the administrative username and password if necessary. You must only specify login credentials if you are assigning a package to an unmanaged endpoint. Before installing, we can test the login credentials. Assign the package. To do this, we can drag and drop the package. Or also right-click and assign the package. Highlight the package and click Package button on the top. And assign package. Click on Deploy. We can review the deployment status from Review Deployment Job. Status is completed.